So hello everyone, this is the Sports Show podcast, and today we're joined with Colm Murphy. How are you, mate?
Oh, good. Thanks for having me, Dar.
No
Looking
worries,
forward to
mate.
this.
Brilliant. So just before we get into talking about the boxing, I just want to say a big thank you to the Valiant Gentleman, who I know obviously help out Colm Murphy, sorting out some of my gear, and hopefully we do a bit more work in the future. So we'll just get into it. Colm, what got you started in the boxing?
What got me started in the boxing? Well, I was always watching Rocky when I was younger. I really loved those films. And then, I didn't really, when I was younger, I didn't really have any sports. I was trying to play rugby when in my school, but I didn't have the fitness or anything for it. But then I found the boxing, and over summer where you don't play rugby, then I just mainly did that. And I remember I came back, and then I moved up a load of teams from doing the boxing, and obviously then put my effort in there, and that became my main focus. So and overall, my life in general just got better from the boxing. Like my grades and all went up, so it was an upward path from there.
Yeah, brilliant. And I know you had a good amateur career, and I think for any boxer who has a good amateur career, that makes them want to go pro. Would that be the case for you?
Yeah, obviously people will always have the thoughts about turning pro, but over here, when I was over in England doing studying, there's more of a culture of, oh, when are you going to turn pro? But over here in Belfast, especially, I feel like people can stay amateur. There is still a pathway to stay amateur, and you'll get a lot of prestige out of all that too, because over here in Antrim, pound for pound, and amateur best county there is.
Yep, and I know obviously you've done a bit of traveling with your amateur career. I know you've been to Bahamas and a few different stuff for different tournaments. Do you like the traveling side of boxing?
Yeah, I really do like the traveling side of boxing, and that was one of the things that I really appreciated about the amateur game. Even though you weren't getting any money, say through ticket sales or stuff like that, as like a job, I feel like the hard work that you put in an amateur game, you got rewarded in your own way by getting trips away, because obviously there's all these community projects, Bridges Beyond Boxing, for example, getting all these kids away. But I do feel like in this pro game that there's going to be options that are going to take me away. Like I have connections in the bride that we could end up going back out there. So yeah, hopefully, and there'd obviously been a few ideas we had about going away, but we got to do what's best.
We're here. Yep, and we'll just move on to your pro debut. You won on points. How did that feel for you? You won all the 6 rounds, so must have felt good.
Yeah, it felt good, and I thought I had a good matchup for my first fight. But yeah, my debut, I was overwhelmed by all the support that I got for there. And back then, everyone was telling me, enjoy your debut and stuff. And I know I still had to bring my A game, but I had a lot of confidence in myself going in there, and knew that to enjoy the moment and process, because you only get your debut for your pro career once.
Yep, and I know your next fight up then was Sam Melville. You won by TKO. I was actually at there, my fight myself. The atmosphere was incredible. But I think before you obviously knocked him out, I think you were controlling the fight, and I think that's what you're capable of.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Sam Melville was a guy who he was a skilled boxer, so he wasn't journeyman, and I knew going in that that this actually opens up, because he doesn't go into fights trying to survive, you know what I mean. He's in there to win, so
yeah, that
opened up more opportunities for me to actually put the stoppage on him. And yeah, I was really on game that time round, because I trained since my debut from September, and that was on from March, but there was cancellations in between, so I had to feel those cancellations for my training and onwards going in, and I was in some form.
Yep, and then less than 2 months later, you fought against Bran Mariana, or I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Then after that, just 1 month after, you fought against another fighter. But what I'm saying is, see your promoter, Mark Dunlap, he must be the dream promoter for any young fighter, because you're just getting in the fights, just multiple straight after each other, rather than have to wait a short time or a long time period.
Well, yeah, it depends on the fighter itself. Some fighters put in long camps and only really want to fight every once every 3 months. But with me, honestly, yeah, I feel like I could fight every month. But we'd probably not want to be doing that, because the thing is, when you're fighting, you're getting like, you know, a taper week and before the fight, you maybe want a few days rest off, so you're not getting much time in between to improve. Yeah. So there is that aspect, but obviously then there is benefits of come off all those 6 rounders. So we all know I can easily box 6, 8, maybe even 10. And yeah, pros and cons to that.
Yep, and you're fighting in less than 5 months in the SSE Arena, a massive card, bigger atmosphere as well than what you maybe usually fight at in the SSE Arena. Do you feel you're ready to fight at such a big stage?
Yeah, I really do, because I really wasn't expecting any of this to happen. It's only been one of my it's been a year since my pro debut, and I've ticked all the boxes going in. I had to come up from all these small shows. I had to sell all these tickets, and it was a lot of hard work. And there was, you know, moments in there where there was stress. You know, I had cancellations. So yeah, I'm prepared for it. I'm ready to seize this opportunity.
Yeah, and I know you fought your opponent on the night, Ruin Farrell. I know you've obviously fought against him before, and you've fought on the same card as him. Do you think that maybe gives you the advantage that you sort of know what way he fights?
Yeah, I do. I can visualize Rudahan, how he moves already in the ring and stuff like that. So that's going to obviously improve my training from here on out. And yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. I do think Rudahan's going to bring stuff to the tables. You know, you can't count them out. So I think it's going to be an electric night.
Yep, and you're still a very young professional boxer. What are your long-term and short-term goals at the minute?
Short term, yeah, I really want to get this win, and then I'll be 5-0. So then I want to shoot on into 10-0 and keep that on the feeder track, and then yeah, I keep climbing the rankings. I know I'm 15th or 16th already in Britain, so hopefully maybe this title win might get me on the top 10. And then long term goals, I know maybe like down. I wouldn't know time scales too well for these things, but 2 or 3 years, maybe fighting for British titles and then pushing on when I'm at my peak, 25, 26. So I'm only 22 now, maybe fighting for world titles, because I haven't even found my full man's strength yet.
Yep. And your teammate at Glen, Podrick McCrory, is also fighting on the same card. What are your predictions for that fight? Because it's going to be a cracking one, I think.
Yeah, I heard he's got a tough fight. The guys think he's fought for a few world titles before, and like no mug, like, you know, competitive fights. But I reckon the Hammer's gonna put the nail in the coffin on this opponent, because yeah, he's been killing everyone, and he's been putting the work in camp. I've seen it myself, and he's already flying fit already.
Brilliant, mate. Well, thank you very much, mate, for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me, Dar. Really appreciate that.
See you later, mate. Cheers.
No worries, later.
Bye.